Hey everyone, I am Neha Singh.
I'm Nidhi Singh. We are sisters.
We're in our 40s.
We are moms to boys.
We're both engineers, MBAs, and techies, but I am an introvert.
I'm an extrovert.
And we bring you new and unique perspectives on all kinds of topics.
Welcome back to Chocolate and Spice Talk. My sister just turned 45, and what a perfect moment to just pause and reflect. So, today I'm going to put her on the hot seat. We are going to talk about this new age transition, what it means, what it doesn't. So, my first question to you is 45. And when you hear that number, what comes to your mind? Does it feel heavy, exciting, surreal? What does it all mean to you?
I feel great. I was so excited this whole time about turning 45. You'd be amazed. From the time I turned 40, like my switch from the 39, the year 39 to 40 was harder because I could feel it. I could feel that my 40s are going to be different from my 30s. And now that I'm in my 40s, I am really relishing it. I don't think I have been as happy and content as I am right now in my entire life. So yeah, no worries at all. I really was looking forward to this birthday of mine, and I'm very, very happy as a 45-year-old woman.
Oh, that's amazing. And is it like midlife unraveling? What people say, it's like, universe gently placing your hand on your shoulders and, telling you to not pretend anymore. Just be yourself. You're like, you can finally be free. Not that you were not free, but you feel lighter.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't know. It may be society's
Mhm.
sort of expectation setting, which is, 20s are your fun era and 30s are your still fun and somewhat responsible era, and then 40s are your grown-up era. Maybe society told us to believe that, and I realize it is not that, and that's given me a lot of freedom. So I feel like I'm pretty much charting my own territory in terms of what I think, how I want to live, what I want to do. And so for me, the signal universe has given me is you're at the midpoint of your life potentially if you're able to live that long, and just don't worry, do all the things you've always wanted to do and be passionate and be creative and study whatever you want to study and share whatever you want to share. So that's why I'm very excited.
And do you remember what you thought 45 would look like when you were younger, or when we were kids in India and we saw women like 45 years old? Like, any recollection of what you thought then and what you see it now?
Yeah, I mean, you know, of course, when you are 20, it is very hard to imagine what 40 or 30 or 45 is going to look like. And I've seen my son, right? He's 20 and he just clubs anybody who's 30 and above as old. Like, he's like, you are so, he keeps telling me yesterday, he was like, you are so old. And that is always going to be true for a very young generation. So I think at that point, I don't really remember, but I pretty much, I'm sure, thought 45 is not necessarily young, and but I do remember our mom, right? I think even into her, even now, right, she's going to be 70 soon, but even into her 50s she was extremely energetic, like full of life, and she showed it in every way, in the way she showed up to people, in the way she dressed, in the things she did. And so that's the model that I have in my head. And obviously the outfits differ, your situational life differs, what I'm doing versus what she's doing differs, so that way we are different. But I know that it does not matter, I can do whatever I want till whatever age I want. And so maybe as a child I thought 45 is a tough age, but somewhere along the line I realized it does not matter. And I will credit to a great extent the social media's recent awakening into age is just a number. I don't know if it was true 20 years back. So I think our parents and our grandparents didn't have the luxury of seeing age that way. But we now see that age really does not necessarily define you in terms of your physical capabilities as well as your mental and emotional capabilities. I mean, you know how interested I am in space and stuff, right? So I'm just gonna pivot a bit and talk about Christina Koch, who is the first woman astronaut on a lunar mission, and they just returned back to Earth on from the Artemis 2 mission. But you know what her age is? It's 47. She's 47, right? And these astronauts on a space mission, how fit do they have to be physically, mentally, emotionally? How strong do they have to be? And she did it at 47. I mean, what excuse do we have? We're on Earth, relaxing, enjoying our time. Really, I mean, so for real, like, or okay, look at Shakira. She's 49, and when you see her dance, does it look like there is any part of the body she cannot move? I mean, so I mean, in different ways, right? Whether you're thinking of trying new things or continuing to move your body the way you've always done, it's limited by imagination and what you you perceive the world is telling you to do.
Mhm. I did not think I'm going to go this route, but let me ask you a question. From a very young age, people kept telling you how young you look, right? I mean, you have a very youthful face, right?
Hmm.
You are petite, you are small, and I know because I've spent so much time with you. Whenever we would be together, people would say, "Oh, is she the younger sister?" So you were always associated with looks wise, looking younger, and I think unfortunately. The way we have been brought up or how society treats women is like, oh, they say, oh, you don't look your age, and that's a compliment. And I'm like, what? I mean, it's because media is so obsessed with youthfulness, and it's like it takes you back. But what is your opinion on it? Like, do you associate yourself looking that way younger? I'm pretty sure people still tell you, oh, you don't look 45. But like, how do you feel about that?
That's a very hard question because it's so hard to dissociate my feelings from my reality, right? So you are right. People, I'm very fortunate. I don't want to sound entitled and I don't want to brag, but yes, people do tell me that, right? And I feel very privileged and I feel extremely humbled by that because it's not like I'm doing anything special to be this way. I was, I was lucky to have got our mom's genes. And so our mom looks very young. And I guess like I got a more, what do you call that, childlike face. And I'm petite in general and so on and so forth. So yes, and then I don't know, I cannot dissociate that, the knowledge that I potentially look younger than my age, and I've always been called that, with my age. And so therefore, do I feel energetic, or I would have felt energetic without that, like if that was the intent of your question. But it does help. I feel like it does help me because I have to do less maintenance that way. Like, me, I don't put on makeup, a lot of makeup. I don't do anything extra special with my body or my hair or anything, or my nail, like nothing extra special. But I don't know if it's because I just think, well, I look a certain way, why bother? But I could have always tried to look another way and still gone that route. So I don't have a good answer to your question. I don't know what came first, like the chicken and
No,
egg
but
thing.
I totally agree. Like from the very childhood, when you have been told something so many times, it's hard to,
Very
you
hard.
know, have that boundary anymore. Like and I think, and maybe the reason you're not into makeup because you were always fortunate or always looked so much younger. It's like, oh, I already, I look fine. I don't, and who knows? And maybe this is a wrong, this is not right. Maybe you would have done something different, but yeah.
No, I agree. And it is such a strange thing. And then that's why I told you, like, when I was about to turn 40, and that was, I think, like one fine day. I've mentioned this to you several times, where like one fine day I woke up and I could not believe that I saw a wrinkle. I genuinely could not understand where it came from. I'm sure it was there, and this one day I noticed it more clearly. And I was genuinely worried because, to your point, all my life, from the time I've been an adult, people have told me I look younger than my age. And then I was like, oh my gosh, now what? My identity, you start associating yourself with youthfulness, and you're like, clearly I'm getting older and there is no way I'm not going to get older. And then what? Who am I? And so 40 was that year of reckoning for me. And I've made videos when I turned 40 and I turned 43, because those were the ages when I kind of felt like I'm looking different. And you know what? It's fine. Like, I at this what I look at 45, I did not look at look like when I was 35. I look very different and much, much younger. And it is natural. So it is naturally going to happen. There is no way I'm going to continue looking youthful. And that is the thing that I keep telling myself, like, you can try all you want. Just try to look healthy and the best you can for that age. And it is not for anyone else to judge or tell you or you to seek that validation. As long as you feel healthy and you feel like you've done the best, leave it.
All right. Fair enough. That was a hard question.
Very hard question.
All right. So let's talk about things that you have had to let go of. Like, I want to talk about stuff that you had to unlearn. And because a lot of our listeners are, from South Asian communities, and we grew up with a lot of rules, good or bad, or, don't be shy, people pleasing, and so on. So what did you have to actively unlearn? And now that you are 45, how do you feel about it? And how did you come about unlearning so many things? Because we have done a couple of episodes on people pleasing, hustle, and so on. But how did that transition happen for you?
The transition happened, in my opinion, rather slowly, but I feel okay with the incrementality of it because I'm in a good place right now. There was a lot of unlearning, and to a lot of folks who have been listening to us for a while, it'll feel like repetition. But especially as while growing up and as an introvert, and as an older daughter who felt the responsibility of proving herself to be the older daughter, I always behaved a certain way, and then it took me several years and a lot of thinking to come out of that mold. To be honest, that's why I love my 40s. I probably started doing that after I turned 40. There's something clicked in my head, and something clicked in my head, and I was like, you know what? I am not, I am in the midpoint of my life. And if at this point I cannot think for myself, and if at this point I cannot figure ways out for myself, I probably never will. And that was the point where I really was okay with being bolder in my own way, and just not seeking external. Like for me, the biggest thing was the moment I was okay with being happy with myself, it was like a light bulb moment for me.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I think this is with like getting older too. Like at this stage of my life, I've always been bolder, but now I really don't care. It's like, and when I say that not in a disrespectful manner, it's like I really do what makes me happy, what genuinely makes me happy. And I don't think I had the courage before, even though I was never into people pleasing, but I would still have a little bit of inhibition, whether it is at work or personal or, friends. But now it's like, if it doesn't serve me, if it's not giving me the energy I need, I'm just going to block it off. And I've gotten
Yeah.
so good at it. It's like no excuses, no sorry. I don't overthink is I don't go back and repeat something I said to others. If I meet somebody, initially I would replay that scene in my mind, how that went. It's like, no, that's over. I don't have the bandwidth to repeat that because it comes from confidence, comes from boldness. And all of this is also very new for me. So I know what you mean.
And I have learned a lot from you, right? Because you are so different from me to a great extent. I think our podcast has helped. But, just seeing you and seeing how you've lived your life in every possible manner, which is, and the way you approach it is very different from me. And seeing you do it successfully also helped me understand that there are multiple ways of living life that do not have to follow whatever was laid out for you, and you will still be fine. And that was very helpful. Like, one of the things that I keep thinking about is that past will be a part of us, right? Like past happened, it's going to be part of us, but that should not define us. Like we should not be dependent upon whatever past made us to be what future is going to be. And that's how I truly believe in evolving. There is a strong chance a year from now I will believe different things and be different than what I am now, because what I am now is very different from what I was a couple of years back. And I'm okay with that. I'm like, I want to move with the times, I want to move with my body and the context I have. Oh, before I know you want to move on to your next question, I wanted to share a quote that's, I'm paraphrasing it. It's been said in many different ways, and it is, at age 20, we worry about what others think of us. At age 40, we don't care what they think. And at age 60, we discover that they've not been thinking about us. And this is so true because Why do we even wonder if others are thinking of us? There is no way they are. It's guaranteed. Everybody is worried about themselves.
But now we can, instead of 60, I actually know nobody's thinking about me.
Yeah,
So it's a
exactly.
good no, I don't have to wait so many years. I already know. And that's why I don't do any doom scrolling or Instagram or any of those things. And I post a lot. But the thing is, many people don't know about this. I never go back and look at how many people liked it or how many people saw it. I do it because I want to document something, and the story ends. And I don't care if you saw it or if you don't, because also because content creation is not how we make money, right? So that's a different thing.
Yeah,
But yeah, what I mean to say is like, yeah, I know nobody's thinking about us. So that's beautiful that we have learned in our 40s.
yeah,
All right, let's have the body conversation. So you already touched on perimenopause, but like, let's get personal. How has the relationship with the body changed, and how do you feel now? How did you feel a couple of years back, and how are you taking care of your body?
yeah. That's a very, very good question because in that I have truly grown. I thought I was taking care of my body. So, um, for our listeners who've not heard our previous episodes, I was always a fan of being healthy from the time I was a teenager. So some our dad's a doctor, and maybe that mindset influenced us. And by the time I was 14 or 15, I knew we should exercise, we should eat healthy. So from the time I was 14, I have been exercising and I've been trying to eat as healthy as I can. Now I did not know the right definition of exercising and healthy at that time, but whatever. My teenage years, my 20s, I did whatever I could. Come 30s, between motherhood and a job and home and all that responsibility, it got harder and harder. But again, at 40, I realized this is the time where I have to really get serious with what my body needs right now. And I know you had mentioned about strength training. I tried it a few times. I did not continue because my body did not respond really well to it. And that might have been just because maybe I was not ready mentally, but or maybe physically I was not ready. So however, I did not give up on that. So from the past 1 year though, I have been extremely serious about maintaining the strength part of my training. So I will, like, certain number of days of the week, I definitely do strength training, whether it's leg days or upper body days or grip and all of that. So I absolutely make sure I do that. I do a lot of movement. So mobility for me is important. Like, that's how my health feels good, like my gut feels good. And I'm very, very conscious of what I eat. So I genuinely try to avoid anything that is considered processed, like ultra processed rather, and generally that has too much sugar or such. So like what is considered the healthy food right now is what I eat right now, primarily vegetable, protein, and some carbs.
Okay.
That's it.
And from perimenopause perspective, have you seen a change in your cycle mood, or do you see it coming sooner? I know a lot of this is genetic, and I don't remember at what age our mother had menopause. I'm assuming we will be close to her age, but do you see any difference in that way in your body?
Yeah, I for sure, like, you probably are not close to perimenopause, so you're not thinking as much about it, but our mom and I, we discuss it all the time. So I know exactly when it happened for her. I know all the details, and I would recommend for anybody who is, fortunate in that they are able to talk to their parents or grandparents, they should, to figure out like if it's going to be close to that, because this is, I believe, genetically influenced as well. And so I do know when our moms happened and the symptoms she went through. And so I'm very careful about that. And so, yeah, I do believe my perimenopause has pretty much begun. Not completely at it, but it has kind of begun in terms of my cycles. Like, my cycles can be very long. By very long, I mean like double or triple long. Like, if it were 5 days, it could be 10 or 15 days, which is a major nuisance because between work and travel and continuously bleeding, it is not fun at all. But then you have to take care of your body even more, right? Like, you have to make sure your hemoglobin and iron levels are right, and you're not taxing the body too much, and you're eating right, and the general discomfort, how do you manage that? So from that angle, I do believe I am probably close to perimenopause. But I don't. That was your question, right? About cycles.
Yeah. I mean, like there are a couple of symptoms. Like in perimenopause, it's hard to know in perimenopause, and we had this conversation with Miranda where she said it's very hard to know in perimenopause because there's no blood test that tells you that. But there
Yeah.
are these symptoms, right? Like as you said, the cycle is off. And I don't know if you have hot flashes or if your hormones are all over the place and when you feel more agitated, more angry, and those kind of things. So, I mean, I think that's the only way to know you're perimenopause unless it truly happens, the menopause part. So,
Yeah. Again, generally perimenopause is considered like 2 or 3 years for
mhm.
most people before menopause hits. So I probably am that based again on what like I believe ours might follow our moms. So based on that cycle, I'm close to that. So that is one angle to look at. The second is my cycles changing. The third is the hormones part is, I believe, true. But you know what? Like I have consciously been doing a lot of centering myself. Like my 40s have been defined by how do I keep myself calm. I was generally a calm person, but that was more like me born calm, and now I am trying to develop that situational calm, which is I will breathe and I will meditate and I will not let the world around me disturb me or frazzle me. And so I honestly don't know if
Okay.
hormones are impacting my mood or not, because I've been consciously trying to regulate that.
All right, that's amazing. That's something we can learn. Like I know hormones shouldn't dictate our life. There's only so much we can do, but
Yeah.
calming ourselves and centering ourselves certainly helps. All right, let's move on to relationships and friendship. So, Jay Shetty talks about this idea that as we age, we prioritize depth over breadth in relationships. And psychologists call it like socio emotional selective theory. And I know that you are introvert, you never had like were fond of like big friend circle, but have you like become more selective when it comes to relationship, friendships, communicating, and maybe even interacting in events and at work?
I don't think so.
Okay.
If anything, I have become even less. No, so just to be serious, so I'm an introvert. The one thing that has definitely happened now is that I have finally accepted myself as an introvert. I have forever disliked the idea that I don't talk to people a lot, don't have a lot of friends, and don't make a lot of conversations, because pretty much everywhere in the world, extroversion is um, not just glorified, it's celebrated. And you'll hear about even doctors and, pretty much everybody who is a longevity expert will say, you've got to have a big community, you've got to have a lot of friends, you've got to have an active social life. I have none of that. And so I used to worry. I used to be like, clearly, I'm going to die very early. And I'm going to be a very sad person because I don't have any of that. But honestly, I don't feel sad whatsoever. In fact, put me in a group of people for 2 days, um I'm likely to be tired, not sad, but I won't enjoy it. I won't thrive as much. So it's not like I don't like to be with people or talk to people, but I have a limit after which I'd really like to come back home and just be by myself. And age has not changed that whatsoever. I don't think I've made any more friends. In fact, it's, if anything, it's just gotten much, much harder. The old friends that I have are the friends that I still have. It's just harder to have that kind of deeper connection at this stage. And it might just be me. I'm not saying this is the
No, no,
ballpark.
it's not just you. It gets harder. We had an episode on it, how hard it is to make friends as adults, right?
Yeah.
So it's true for extrovert and introvert. But you're
Yeah.
talking about self acceptance at this time, right? It's
Right.
like initially you were like, oh, social media, everybody's talking about, our mother is telling you, have more friends, have more events, be more social. But it's like, it's not serving me. So what's the
It's
point?
not serving. It's not like I try so hard. I'm like, okay, every month we're gonna invite this many people to dinner. We're gonna hang out. I'll go out. And then I just don't enjoy it. And so the best thing that has happened to me is finally accepting that this is who I am. This is how my life's gonna be. And I'm absolutely okay with it. Like I have my Millie, who probably is visible right behind me. And my husband is also more or less an introvert. So we like to hang out, and I feel very calm and relaxed. I have a very active life at work, so that does mean, meeting a lot of people and talking a lot. And I really enjoy that I thrive in that environment. So maybe that makes up for, my lack of other social life.
Okay. All right. That sounds, I can totally see where that's coming from, because I'm an extrovert, my husband an introvert, and whenever we have to meet some of our friends, he tells me once a quarter.
Mm,
It's like after like having a big social thing, it's like I need a couple of months to like just
mm,
not do that. So I know what you mean.
yeah, yeah.
All right. On career and purpose, since you talked about like your work has been very busy, do you think your ambition is different now at 45?
Yes, I'm more ambitious.
Okay.
I am definitely more ambitious. And this is the most amazing thing. Again, I have made sure to not read too much into research or data points because I wanted to share my personal opinion. And my own personal growth has been such that I feel energized by work or by my ambition or by my goals. And not only do I get that, I have more goals now. I have not one kind of goal. It's not like work, 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 work. This is what I want to reach. This, yes, I want to do that, but I also have multiple other goals. This podcast is a great example. If you remember, it's been less than a year, and when we started, we were both very heavily into our work, and we were like, no, 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 we want to do this, and this is one of the goals. And then additionally, you have your other channel, I have my other channels as well, and that takes time, right? But figure a way out. And I'm very ambitious. I want to do it for myself. The only difference here is I want to do all of that because I want to be as creative as I can. I want to try as many new things as I can, and that's all for me. And I hope and I wish it helps somebody and it connects with somebody and we form a community, but I want to take it from my internal point of view. So I definitely think age does not in any way constrain any ambition and any woman's ambition. Because if you look at Martha Stewart, right, she's 83 and she is still going at it. She is doing amazing things. She's active on social media. She has her multiple businesses. She's leading all of that. And she's just thriving. I
Mhm.
just love her. Look at Dolly Parton. She's 79 and like look at her like shining. Michelle Yeoh. She's an actress who's been sort of an action movie star for decades. And she won her first Oscar at 60 years old and made history, right, when she won Oscar in 2023, and she was the first Asian to win Best Actress. So the examples that I gave are of folks who are at the peak of their game. They are global superstars, but it is true for any of us. And so for me, I absolutely do not hope that age will define what I want to achieve.
Okay. And you have a lot of creativity goals too. I'm going to make fun of you, but you have your roses to keep alive and your garden to flourish, and you're doing so much with it. I know I'm joking, but that's a full time job in itself, right?
Well, I mean, you have no idea. I kid you not. Like you're joking, my husband jokes. It's like, is it possible that you're gonna sit down? And I said, no, there's so much to do. My bougainvilleas and my roses and my birds and my house, and I have to paint this and I have to decorate. And so those are things I did not even mention because they don't count as ambition because nobody's validating you. But yes, they are goals. I want them to look a certain way. And I'm already planning the second part of my garden. Like in the morning today, I got up and like, what flower should I plant? And so already that planning has begun, and already my planning for next year has also begun. So I think like I do feel, especially with age, not slowing down keeps you energetic
Mhm.
and excited.
Yeah.
And all of this passion then reflects in your body because then your body wants to keep going to meet all your expectations and your goals.
That is absolutely true. You're keeping yourself busy, right? I mean,
Not just busy. I'm keeping
yeah.
myself excited about
Yes.
something.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not just busy. You have a goal, you have a creative outlet, and you want to achieve and you want to do it well. Like
Yeah.
one thing about you is whatever you do it very well. You give it your 100%. Right. So that's amazing. And I've seen your ambition grow like throughout your career. And it's not just job, like if it anything. Yep, that is amazing. And the last topic that I have for you is motherhood at this stage. So, is there anything that you've stopped worrying about as a parent that used to consume you, or how has motherhood changed, or what advice would you give to new moms now that you've seen it most of all?
I will definitely say that we should give ourselves credit for what we're doing. It has been such an eye opener for me. In terms of motherhood, my own way changing, my son is in college now. Like automatically, with my son being that much older, you have that kind of time. And so I have that kind of time and that kind of perspective now to look back into what I did when my son was much younger. And I realized we women, we do not give ourselves enough credit. The humongous thing our body does, it's ridiculous. Look at what our body does. We just assume since the women have forever been doing it, what is this? If I did it, what's a big deal? Every woman's body did a big deal, and your body is also doing a big deal. Like, we should recognize that, because only when we recognize that will we give ourselves the importance and the time to recover. Otherwise, we will never respect other women and never respect ourselves with what we have just done. And then ask for help. Like I've said this before as well, like, ask for help. Do not think, first of all, your body went through all of that, which is hard enough. Second, you don't have to be martyred to be a great mom or a great parent. If you have a partner, make sure you have a that partner is really a partner, and that they are really there for the child together. 50-50 from the beginning. 50-50, and it is possible. And they should do that, and they will love it, because if they don't do it, they will miss it. And when the kids all grown up, they'll be like, how did that happen? What was I doing? And so if they don't realize, like, they have to realize. And so those are the things that I learned. And then don't worry so much. My gosh, I remember how much I used to worry. I think it is part of being a parent, mom or dads alike. Every one of us worry. It's probably natural, and no amount of mentioning anything will change. But as much as possible, it's okay to take a decision, okay to let that happen and see where that goes.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I don't know, worrying part. I always think I
It's
shouldn't worry, but it's so hard to not worry. It's
It is so hard. So yeah, I mean that's definitely part of being a parent. But I will say that we should honor ourselves and respect ourselves for what we do, and make sure we seek help in every way possible. And if you're lucky enough to have like a village around us, great. But also make sure our partner is really actively contributing.
okay. All right, let's do wisdom round. So we're gonna do something fun. I'm going to throw some really quick questions at you. Don't overthink, just answer from your gut. And if you're not able to figure out an answer, just say pass. We'll move on to something else. All right. So what's the best piece of advice you've ever received?
Oh shoot. Best piece of advice I have ever received. You should have given me these questions beforehand. Oh no. Uh, well, I once, like, from a real person.
Doesn't matter. I mean, what does it matter? Really? I mean, anywhere you read so much. Anything that stuck with you, like anything that that maybe was like a aha moment for you or something.
Okay, okay, okay. I'll give you two or three actually, now that I think of it.
Just looking for one, but sure.
One of them is, every morning when you wake up, you have a new morning with everything, your life in front of you, and have your intention. What is it, who is it that you are, have that intention, and make sure you live your life that way. So for me, I have my own intentions of, I want to be kind, I want to be curious, I want to be open-minded and fearless, and I want to be calm and patient. And that's what I start my day with. So that's one of the best advice that I've got. And then the second one is, again, going back to that favorite quote that's hanging from The Boy, the Mole, the Fox, and the Horse, which is, one of the greatest reasons we have is how we react to things. And so make sure you pause before you react to anything, no matter what that situation might be, and know that it will also pass. And so you'll be okay. I can think of multiple other, but I'll
Oh, no,
stop.
I think we got the gist. All right. One thing you'll tell your 25-year, one thing you'd tell your 25-year-old self.
My 25-year-old self would be absolutely do not overthink or even think about what others are thinking about you. My entire 20s was defined by my, I mean, I cannot imagine, like, I think 80% of my headspace was taken with what others are thinking about me. I cannot even imagine, like, every time I go back and think about my 20s, I regret, and I know we should not regret, but I regret it so much. I'm like, why would I do that? Why? Like, so I would have to tell my 25 years old, please don't worry, like, do your thing, don't think about others.
All right, that's a good one. One thing you hope your 55-year-old self remembers about right now.
Oh, I love that one. I would want to make my 55-year-old, my 65-year-old so proud. And to do that, I think what at my 55-year-old would have told me at this age would be just do what you're doing. Don't worry, just do what you're doing. Be passionate, be creative, do everything your heart has ever wanted to do, and just go do it.
Okay, all right. One something you're done apologizing for.
Done apologizing for. Speaking up,
Okay,
I am so done.
all right. What's something you are just beginning?
Um, I am just beginning to do things that I had always worried others would, make fun of me for. For example, you. You tease me for how I like the old Hindi songs, right? Like, it's like a relatively silly thing, but I still love the songs from 40s, 50s, and 60s and 70s, and I've not been able to move on. That is my era, and I can listen
I
to
know.
those songs
Me and
forever.
your son both. It's like, my God, have you heard this song? And she has like no idea what we're talking about. It's like, okay.
Yeah. So the point being, I enjoy that and I'm okay. That's it, one example. And I enjoy that. I'm okay with that. And I'm gonna make, if the world wants to know about it, I'll share it.
Okay. All right. On the same topic, a song that feels like your 40s.
A song. Oh, मैं जिंदगी का साथ निभाता चला गया. I really love that song. It's from the movie Hum Dono, sung by Mohammed Rafi, and it's the lyrics are beautiful because it was in Hindi. मैं जिंदगी का साथ निभाता चला गया. I can translate it. It essentially means I continued partnering with my life as it went.
Mhm. Go with the flow, kind
I
of.
went with the flow.
And-
Yes.
All right. If you could have dinner with any woman living or not, who would it be and why?
Mm, I would like to meet with a few folks. Definitely RBG, Ruth Bader. You know her, right? She's no more, but a lot of respect for her. A lot of women actually, Serena Williams, for example. How does she handle all of that pressure and all of that criticism and continue being herself? Um, who else? I already named Martha. Oh, why not? Christina Koch, the astronaut. So, yeah, quite a few people. I mean, everyone has so much wisdom to offer. And I would love to learn from all of them and listen to their stories. How
All
lucky
right.
would it be if they ever came to our podcast, right? Imagine Christina Koch in our podcast.
Manifest. I know I don't believe in manifestation. I just manifest the heck out of it. Okay. All right. All right. Last one for you. Complete this sentence. At 45, I finally understand that.
Life is very short, and life is for the living. If you are not living your life the way life is to be lived, what are you even doing?
Oh, that's
What are you
beautiful.
even doing? I
Yeah.
know.
Oh, yeah.
It's,
Life is short. As we get older, you feel like things are slipping away, right? Oh,
I
the
know. That reminded me of this beautiful paragraph that Arundhati Roy wrote. She said, "The only dream worth having is to dream that you will live when you're alive and die only when you are dead. To love and to be loved, and never forget your own insignificance.
Oh,
Isn't that amazing?
yeah.
Love, be loved, live while you're living, but don't forget your own significance. Don't take yourself seriously.
Okay. All right. All right. That being said, just looking forward, what are you most excited about for next 5 years?
I do not like to overplan it, but I am very excited about my different projects. I really I don't like to think like that big. Like I imagine my garden will be a certain way, or you know, I will be speaking about certain things. I will have learned so many new things. Right now, I'm really big into quantum theory and trying to understand how time is a different dimension and what is space and how does consciousness fit into all of this. And I'm obsessively reading about it and following it. And so you never know what I'll want to do 5 years from now, but I hope to continue learning and keeping my mind open.
Open. Yeah, that's a good one. All right. And then I think this was such a fun, thoughtful topic, right, to talk about and just reflect on how you have grown through all of these years. Like I have seen so much, but even just talking to you and having this conversation, like I feel like I discovered something new about you. So, all right, anything else you want to say to our listeners, especially the people in late 30s, 40s, who are trying to navigate, confused, irritated, frustrated with what's happening? Any last calming words to them?
Yeah, first of all, thank you for talking about this.
Mhm.
It always helps me learn as well as I talk. Um, I would say always prioritize your health. Your physical health is very, very important, is what I've seriously learned. If you take care of your health, a lot of the things will take care of itself. And health is a very, multi-dimensional thing. So take care of your health and then take care of your mind, and the world will be fine. That's all you, that's all I've learned.
Yeah, absolutely. And anybody listening, if you are in your 40s, approaching them or past them, I think what you mentioned was that this age is not about what's behind you. Like, don't ponder over the past, but it's all about opening up, being curious and just beginning of becoming what you actually want to be. So I think that's perfect. And yeah, I mean, I hope this episode resonates with you. You'll find this podcast anywhere you find your podcast. Send us a message at chocolateandspicetalk.com. That's our website. And communicate with us through Instagram, on our website, and so on. And see you next time.
See you next time. Bye.